What is SaaS, software as a service? I'm going to take 5 minutes to break it down, make it super simple for you so that you can finally understand all these people talking about SaaS. Why is it so much fun and why does it matter for you? I've been actually building software companies for 25 years. I started off writing code way before we called it SaaS. It was called essentially the internet, and we were building applications on top of the internet. And since then, I've personally built 5 companies. I've exited 3. 2 of them were venture-backed out of Silicon Valley. I've invested in 50 plus, and I've helped literally thousands of software CEOs start, grow, and exit their software company. But I want to teach it for you so that you understand when other people are like, yeah, I think we should work on this SaaS idea. You can understand what it is and what it's not and help you explain it to other people. So let's get into it. Number 1 is it's subscription based. It means that you pay every month to get access to the technology. Think about all the tools. Maybe you pay for iTunes or Spotify or Netflix. These are consumer versions of subscriptions, but in the business world, B2B, these are the tools that all the businesses use to run their company. It's the accounting software, it's the merchant account, it's the project management software, the spreadsheet software, the workflow tools, the email marketing tools. All of these are things that businesses pay for these applications every month on a subscription basis. Number 2 is that it's hosted remotely. Now, I know for some of you guys, you're like, what do you mean it's hosted remotely? Where else would it be hosted? When I first started writing software back in my day, I used to spend a lot of time in server rooms because the way software was deployed was literally on CDs. And you would take those CDs and you'd go into the server room and you'd freeze your bum off because the computers run better and it's more efficient. And you would just load all the software onto these computers. And then people would usually access the software through other terminal clients or other software on their computer through the network. It wasn't hosted remotely up in the cloud, right? Which is what a lot of people do today, is that it is not installed on your servers. It's installed in the company servers, and it's usually right now installed on Amazon. And that way, it doesn't require a major investment in hardware for you to buy software, to deploy it, to use it. Number 3 is that it's accessible through the internet. Now, I know some of you guys are like, well, how else would you access it? Truth is back in the day, you would access the software through the local network. It was abnormal for a business to host their information on somebody else's servers. It wasn't until this cool company called Salesforce that came along and with their marketing and tens of millions of dollars of spend convinced the business community that it is safe and okay for you to upload your sensitive customer information to their system and allow your team to access it through the internet through a traditional login, a username and password. Prior to that, there was VPNs required and deep security and all these other things. And it was just a no-go for businesses to trust their proprietary customer data on somebody else's system. And now this is how we do it. Pretty much every one of the SaaS tools out there, you just log in using a username and password and you're good to go. Number 4 is it's scalable. Here's why I love this one. Scalable means that it doesn't matter if you start off with one account and it's just you and you're using this software as a service, or you have 10,000 team members that decide, you know what? We're going to move everything from email over to Slack, right? Or whatever it is. You're going to move all your project management from one software to this other software. And you can literally just invite everybody through a link and they all register and they start using this new product. All SaaS companies have an auto scalable feature that it doesn't matter if you're 1 or 10,000, it will spin up the servers, it will spin up the databases, it will spin up the backend infrastructure so that it can keep up to the demand. And that makes it powerful because prior to SaaS, you'd have to go and buy a physical server, go install the software, add it to the network, and try to configure it for it to be load balanced. Now, you think of none of that. You just send invites to your team to use the product, and you don't even think twice that it's going to be available or fast once they sign up. Number 5 is regular updates. This is probably the coolest part that a lot of people take for granted. SaaS is neat because the code is managed on somebody else's server, and when there's updates to the code, you don't have to do anything. It literally, new versions just happen to get released, or you log in and there's a little notification window that says like, alert, new software update, and it tells you about the 2 or 3 new features, and you're like, very cool, take a tour or accept the changes or whatever, and then the software just gets better. Prior to it being hosted and being software as a service, you used to have to get the update on CD and then literally spend more time freezing your bum off in a server room and updating the code and then letting everybody know how all those changes were going to affect their workflow so that they didn't get lost in their ability to keep doing their work at their computer. And it was just this big process of change management. With SaaS, the software just gets updated, it gets better, it's clearly communicated. You don't have to worry about CDs and updates and all this stuff. The companies take care of it so that like as the years progress, you keep paying the same amount of money every month, yet the developers keep making the code better so that it's actually an incredible deal because you get new innovation and new updates and new capabilities that you didn't have to pay for, and it's just part of the subscription. So there you go, a 5-minute breakdown of what is software as a service, SaaS. It makes it easy for businesses to pay monthly, hosted in the cloud, get updates without having to deal with anything themselves. It's scalable. That's what it's about, and it's a powerful way for you not only to build software, but also consume it so that you don't have to spend a ton of money up front and get very powerful tools and workflows to help you in your life. If you like this video, be sure to check out other videos I've done on SaaS, on writing code, on building companies, etc. They're all available for you. I hope this finds you awesome, and I'll see you next week.